Hey, welcome. Today, we're diving into one of the toughest puzzles for any leader out there. How do you motivate your team? I mean, really motivate them. We're going to crack the code on what truly drives top performance. Let's get into it. So picture this. You've got that one person on your team who's just a rock star. They're creative. They're on top of it. You never have to worry about them. But lately, something's off. The spark just isn't there anymore. We've all seen it happen, right? The real question is, what's your move?
Now, for a lot of managers, the first instinct is to just throw money at the problem. Offer a bonus, maybe a small raise. But honestly, if you think cash is the ultimate answer, you're missing a massive piece of the puzzle. Motivation is so much deeper, so much more human than just a number on a paycheck.
And look, getting this right pays off. Literally. The research is clear. Companies with highly engaged teams see their profitability jump by a whopping 21%. So yeah, motivation isn't some soft, fluffy concept. It's a straight-up business strategy.
And what about keeping your best people around? Well, the numbers here are even more staggering. Motivated employees are 87% less likely to pack their bags and quit. Just think about the headache and the cost of hiring and training new people. Keeping the talent you already have is one of the smartest things you can do. And this stat right here, this just blows that whole money myth right out of the water. Almost 2/3 of employees say that simple, genuine praise from a manager is more motivating than a raise. It's not always about the wallet. It's about feeling seen and valued. Okay, so if it's not just about the money, then what's the secret? To figure that out, we've got to dig into the psychology of what actually makes people tick. So it really boils down to two types of motivation. You've got your extrinsic rewards, that's the external stuff, right? Your salary, your bonus, all those perks. They're important, for sure, but they're not the whole story. Then there's intrinsic motivation. That comes from within. It's that feeling of purpose, of getting better at something, of just loving the work itself. That's where the real magic happens.
And believe it or not, this is not some new age idea. We're going all the way back to 1959, when a psychologist named Frederick Hertzberg figured this out. He identified the key things that lead to real job satisfaction. And you know what? His insights are just as spot on today as they were decades ago.
So here are the 5 big ones Hertzberg found. First, achievement. That amazing feeling when you nail a tough project. Second, recognition. Just being told, hey, great job on that. Third, the work itself. Is it actually interesting and challenging? Fourth is responsibility. Having the trust and freedom to own your work. And last but not least, advancement and growth. Seeing a real path forward for yourself. Okay, theory is great, but what do you do with it? How do you put this into practice on, say, a Tuesday afternoon? Well, let's build a playbook with 3 simple strategies you can start using right away. First up, we've got the recognition play. This one taps right into that deep human need to feel valued. It's maybe the most powerful and often cheapest tool in your entire toolkit. And putting this into action is so easy. Start a shoutouts channel in Slack. When the team hits a goal, actually take a minute to celebrate it together. And, hey, when a customer sends a glowing review, share it with everybody. Let the team feel how their work is making a difference.
All right, next play in the book, the autonomy play. This one's all about responsibility and trust. It's about letting go of the micromanagement and empowering your team to take the wheel.
So, what is autonomy, really? It's giving people the power to shape how they get their work done. It's trusting them to find the best way to hit their goals. Think about it. Nothing kills motivation faster than a boss breathing down your neck. Trust is the fuel for high performance. So, how do you run this play? Simple. First, just trust your people. And when it's time to set goals, don't just hand them down. Involve the team in setting them. When people have a say in their own targets, their sense of ownership goes through the roof. And encourage them to work together to solve problems.
And for our final strategy, we have the growth play. This one is huge. It's about showing your employees that you're invested in their future, not just in what they can produce for you this quarter. It's about building a career, not just having a job.
And don't sleep on this one, because it is critical. A wild 86% of employees say they would leave their current job if it meant better opportunities for career development. The message is loud and clear. If you aren't growing your people, you're going to lose them to someone who will. You can make this happen pretty easily. Offer access to online courses or workshops. Set up a simple mentoring program that pairs your seasoned vets with newer team members. You could even create a volunteering program. It builds skills and gives people a powerful sense of purpose. So now you've got the playbook, but let's bring it all home and talk about the real-world impact.
Because this isn't just about making people happier at work, it's about driving serious results. Take a look at this chart from Gallup. It shows that only about 32% of employees in the US actually feel engaged in their jobs. That means nearly 70%, the vast majority of the workforce, is just checked out. That's not just a problem, it's a massive, massive opportunity. And that huge gap between the engaged and the disengaged, it doesn't just feel bad. It comes with a real, jaw-dropping price tag. And that price tag is an estimated $350 billion. That's with a B. That's how much productivity is lost in the US every year because of disengaged employees. A number like that should get every single leader's attention. So, let's just quickly recap. The problem is that most people are disengaged. The real drivers of performance aren't just about money. They're about achievement, recognition, and growth. And the solution is a playbook that focuses on three things: the recognition, autonomy, and growth plays.
We've talked about the why, the what, and the how. The playbook is officially in your hands. So the only question left to ask is, who on your team will you re-engage first? Thanks for tuning in.